This is your place for all things Grand Rapids Griffins and all things Toledo Walleye. This is the Hockeytown West podcast with your hosts, Brandon Cook, Nick Harrington, and Travis Foch.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hockeytown West podcast, your source for everything Grand Rapids Griffins and Toledo Walleye hockey. And we are back with another Toledo Walleye update. I'm happy to be back on a Toledo Walleye update. It feels like a few weeks for me. We missed a week. I got sick. Nick filled in the best he could. But we're here, of course, tonight without Nick because, you know, he made his one appearance in Toledo and he'll disappear for about 2 months. It's par for the course, but I'm Brandon, and as you can see on YouTube here, my other host is Chris Cornelius, and we're ready to go here. Happy holidays, everybody, and let's get this show on the road. Trav, we got some news and updates around the team, I think, huh?
I mean, not really a ton, but a couple. If with transactions yesterday, Liam Solier to 14-day IR, and then a new signing with Matt Jurisic. I'm going with for now.
Juracek? Whatever.
I'm thinking
These
it's
names.
Jurisic. I don't know. I'm going to have to get that figured out.
Jurisic.
Can we just call him Jurassic?
Perfect.
He's played 22 games in the American League in his career. He had a .295 goals against average and a .901 save percentage. He's played 20 games in the ECHL with a 2.34 goals against average and a .924 save percentage. And then the last 3 years, he's been in the KHL over in Russia with where he's played most of his pro career, 80 games, 3.03 goals against average and a .920 save percentage, which when you see those numbers, it's like weird to see a 3.03 goals against average while also maintaining a .920 save percentage. So
Yeah, that's kind of impressive, actually.
I'm wondering if he faced a lot of shots in those games and just like had enough saves that it kind of equaled with allowing 3 a night. That's the only thing I can think of.
It's impressive if that's the case, like good for him. This is a weird situation when I look at it all across the board, right? All of a sudden, in theory, if you include Gylander, Toledo has 4 goalies. And this makes things interesting. Obviously, Nolan Lalonde is a loan from the Cleveland Monsters. You have Solier, who's now on the 14-day IR. I don't know if that's an actual injury, if it's just we need to move this for the roster purposes. You know how those rosters work in the Coast. And either way, we've got 4. Is it time to speculate Gyro's going to be in GR for some time?
Just when you think that we have any idea, we really don't. Because it's like tomorrow, watch Gyro be sent back to Toledo. And
yeah, then it gets
you know what I mean?
Unless the Monsters gave the Walleye heads up like, hey, we're going to probably pull Nolan here in the next week or 2.
Maybe.
Like maybe. Or, you know, Detroit's looking at Toledo like, hey, things might happen. Cossa might see some games. We need to make sure GR is stabilized because Postava's on his way back from injury here any day now. If it's Postava and Gyro and GR, cool. I'm fine with that, obviously. They performed well. And now you bring in another goalie in Toledo. It opens the door for speculation when you look at the grand scheme of things of the whole organization.
Yeah, with, you know, while like we're on the goalie subject, like I've been a big like backer of Cossa should just go to Detroit, roll 3. Talbot can sit in the press box. If somebody gets hurt, then you got an extra up there, right? Like that's just kind of my opinion with it. Like I almost don't think, even if Cossa went up there and performed at like what Talbot did for say 5 to 10 games, like at least he's getting games, right? You kind of know what you have. And if you have to reassign him to GR, you go that route, right? Like, but they got to figure that out at some point. I almost want to see Cossa get that opportunity just because like, I don't think Detroit can keep rolling out these goalies if one's going to have an 880 save percentage or an 885 save percentage over a 5-10 game run. If they're really trying to make the playoffs, you can't have like tonight, Talbot's probably going to start. Might as well schedule that as a loss. He's lost his last 4 or 5 in a row. So it's like, I even texted my dad. I'm like, Talbot, this is a save percentage. He goes, well, that's a scheduled loss. At least with Cossa, you might not, you know, he might give you a little better performance. But then, like you said, then you'd have 2 in GR and then this explains itself. Or like you said, Nolan could go up and we don't know.
I mean, we've talked about this imaginary timeline, right? Because we don't know anything official by any means. But I said a couple of times in the show that you could probably see Cossa in Detroit by January. Okay, it's December 17th at the time of recording. The Walleye add a guy Osava's on his way back. Like, that timeline starts to look like it's presenting itself. Like, did we speak it to existence? Maybe. You're welcome, Red Wings fans, if we did. We've also discussed, we've had a couple discussions with other shows this week and talked, and with the way the goalie market is there a potential where Cam Talbot gets shipped out? Cossa is performing the way he is. Gibson has found his game, thank God. Albeit, like, he had a decent game against the Islanders last night. I don't think any of the goals were necessarily like on him. So at the same time, like, he's bounced back. You could call Cossa up, and if Detroit really wants to go, we're going to go for the playoffs and we're going to take the risk factor and see if we can get something back for Talbot too. That makes sense.
Yeah, I think at that point, if they were to call up Cossa and they let him play, 10-ish games, you're probably looking into January, February. If this were to happen like early January, you're probably going to get into February, close to March. All of a sudden, the deadline's there. You have a goaltender that's expiring. If Kossa's playing well, he can back up for the rest of the year. You got, if Gibby's playing well still, I mean, you're on to something. It's just a matter of if it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I can think of NHL teams that could use even a guy at, Talbot's level of performance as a backup. Like, heck, you even look at Edmonton. Yes, they just got Jari, but they're rolling with Pickard as that backup still. It's no offense to Pickard, but you get a guy with experience like Talbot in there for a playoff run as a backup. That makes sense to make that move. So I think the timeline is shaping itself in front of us. And if you're not paying attention as a Red Wings fan to what the Walleye are doing, to see the inner workings of the goalies kind of happen here, it's probably going right over your head. So it's interesting. It's fun because we get to speculate on that because we see this. So, I didn't see that signing. I actually don't even know where you saw it.
I got sent a note this morning, actually by one of our patrons. And I didn't even know about it because I don't really check transactions until we play, right? I got a note from Peter, and I was like, didn't even see that. Go and look at it, and I'm like, 14-day, and they signed a goalie yesterday. Fair enough.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. It's really interesting.
Ever-changing hockey league, man. That's
the ever-changing hockey league. I mean, it's not even just them, though. Like, when you think about the big picture of what this could impact, it's everything.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, I think they're just kind of preparing themselves. So maybe they're,
which is smart.
Yeah, I mean, you're better off to be prepared than not prepared. So that's, I mean, really the biggest piece of news. The only other thing that I really had is just the start they've had to December. They've played 5 games. They're 4-0, 1-0. So that's probably about as good as a start into December as you could ask for.
I could think of one better, but
well, yeah, I mean, the one extra point would be great, but sadly that
I was talking about the Griffins start, but all right.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a whole different topic.
I mean, you got the human cheat code, as we dub them in Toledo, and Brandon Hawkins, and we got the team cheat code up here. So
they're playing really well right now. It's really impressive.
It is. Well, you mentioned a hot start in December. Let's talk about some of these games, right? We have 2 games that recently happened that we've got to recap here. Both in Iowa against a team that, when you look at the big picture here, a lot changed for that organization during the weekend while Toledo was in town. And the Heartlanders have just been kind of picked apart at this point by their affiliates. So let's talk about the game. The Walleye get a big win in the first game, 4-2. What did you see in this game?
Another resilient win. Dominated the shot clock, but chased the game on the scoreboard for about half of it. I thought as a whole, they played relatively well. Like, you look at the shot totals and it's like, okay, that's great, right? But it just sucks that they've been trailing. Like, I didn't really go in to look at this, but thinking back at it, they've won 4 in a row. It's like they've trailed in 3 of the last 3. Going into this game, it was 3 straight games they've trailed. So it's like, can we stop trailing stop chasing it figuratively on the scoreboard? Like, I was trying to explain this to one of my friends, and I'm like, when you're playing from behind, you have to put so much more effort almost into it when you're winning a game. Like, winning a game, it's relatively simple. Pucks out, pucks deep. Pucks out, pucks deep. Pucks out, pucks deep. If you get into the offensive zone, you try to generate some offense. You try to build on the lead. When you're chasing it, it's not only pucks out, pucks deep, but then you got to sustain and apply pressure and try to score. And you can get to a point where you're gripping your stick a little too tight. But ultimately, they found a way, right? And their captain pretty much kind of led the way in this game. Excellent game
let's
from
talk
Hawk.
about him. Yeah, an excellent game. 2 goals from him in this one. One of the goals, you just look at Iowa and go, what were you thinking? Like, come on.
I may have gotten a note from from the player, and it was a matter of us having a conversation about that, and I was like, I think I even said to him, like, what were they thinking? I will say it was funny that he was like, did you notice the second one was a changeup? That threw me off. I had a good laugh with that, but like big night for him. I think he had 3 points in this game, 2 goals. The one up the middle, man. Like, again, it's like, I know he just said, what are you thinking? But like, how do you not realize that it's him of all people that's right there?
Not only like does he stand out on the ice because his visor's tilted a mile high, but at the same time, he's got that big C on his chest. You kind of know who it is. Like, you can clearly see that's Hawk. You're aware of who he is if you're a pro hockey player at this point. You don't make that mistake to turn it over there.
Well, and the other thing too with it is it's like, A, why are you going up the middle? Rule number 1, never go up the middle. And I don't for the life of me know what they were thinking. I honestly thought both of them, he didn't really rip the puck, but I was assured on the first one it was just a quick shot. On the camera, because it was so zoomed out, in Iowa it was way zoomed out, which granted, I would rather have that than whatever in the hell Fort Wayne does. I'm just gonna say that. I'll take the zoomed out.
Gotta take a freaking Dramamine for a Fort Wayne game.
I do, man. It's terrible. As a guy that loves to ride roller coasters, that's worse than any roller coaster I've been on.
It's miserable,
dude. It's terrible. But it was a quick shot, but honestly, because you're so far away, it looked like it was kind of like the second one when he threw the change up, right? And it was the first thing I thought of is like when I noticed that he really took some off of that second one when he scored, I was like, dude, looks like Tarek Skubal just painting the corner with a change up out there.
Well, at least if the Tigers don't sign him, we know where we can get a guy. He's just got to be able to pitch with a stick.
Yeah. And I think he'd do pretty good with it.
That'd be ridiculous, actually, to see. Now I want to see Hawk pitch baseballs with a stick.
I'm sure that can be arranged for a first pitch. Might have to give a idea to some of our friends with the team here.
Yeah, Mudhen's marketing team, if you're listening, there you go. You got this.
If they're not, I think we can get them get the right people in place to line that up.
That's a great idea. But now I want to see like a 10 shot. Like how many can he get in the zone?
Yeah, that'd be good. I'll try to catch him.
Oh God.
I'll honor
him the opportunity to rip shots at you, buddy. Oh, you can't give that man that kind of opportunity.
Oh no, I'd do it just for the content.
Oh boy.
You can't tell me that'd be hilarious.
Oh, it'd be gold, and I know we're going to see comments that say, yeah, this needs to happen now. I don't care if it's just a schoolyard baseball field. We're going to figure this out. This is going to happen.
I still want to get on the ice and put goalie equipment on and like try to just see if I could even stop a puck. Like just see if I could catch one. Like I don't think I could. I'd probably look stupid, but still think it'd be fun. Anyway, back to the game. Tanner Kelly, we're going to talk about him a lot in this episode. Probably like his big breakout weekend. I thought he played really well, and just as a whole, like I said, they found a way, right? Like they continue to trail, but that resilience, that blue collar mentality, when they play to that identity, they play really well.
When you look at the skid they were on, and then obviously, getting back to their winning ways, but doing it come from behind, what do you think changed? Like, have you noticed a change in the style? Do you think it's just growth in the mentality of this young team being around the game more? Like, do you think they're just learning?
I think it's the group of guys that have been here for 3, 4, 5 years, talking about like guys like Craggs, guys like Keenan, guys like Hawkins. Sawyer was here last year. The guys that have been McCallion, like guys that have been here for multiple seasons now that are just like, okay, like guys, even if we're down, like we still got to work. Like, and Hawk has said that a bunch, like in post-game interviews, like we got to work. And I think that's the one thing for me that like I've noticed, like some nights, I said it I think it was last show with Nick, like some nights scoring for this team's not easy. And that points last year, it looked effortless. Like with how deep they were, it was super skill. Like, and there's a lot of skill in this team this year, don't get me wrong. But last year at points, like they'd get rolling. Like look at the game they scored 8, right? That 8-1 game, like it just looks so easy out there. And now like this year, like they're working. When they get into the cycle, they get in there, they force pressure. But like when they get on that blue collar playing as groups of 5, like they just, then it becomes easy and they force turnovers and then the plays look pretty and it's like, all right, this is what it is. I think it's just a mindset that they're still like adapting and installing.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. And it's great to see, you know, it's good to see that growth as the season goes along. And you're kind of just getting back to what I think a lot of fans expect them to do. Besides having a play come from behind, I don't think anyone really wants them to be doing that, obviously. But to be able to find the ways to win and get the wins, I think that's exactly what everyone wants to see. And it's a really positive sign as you head into, well, not the midway point of the season, but, you know, you head into the new years. It's good stuff. We're going to hit a quick ad break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the next game, give you our 3 stars of the week, a standings update around the ECHL, and an update on Mitchell Lewandowski if he's going to get his number 67 back.
Hockey is back, and this season, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, brings you all the speed, skill, and nonstop action you love. New customers bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get paid out $300 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN. That's code THPN to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 4673. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-78-97777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Blue Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, pass-through of pay per wager. Tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer. Copyright NHL 2025. All rights reserved.
And welcome back. All right, let's dive into the second game in Iowa again against the Heartlanders. A 4-1 win. So not as come from behind in this one, I would say.
No, they didn't have to. I mean, they got out to the lead. They got out to the lead, right? Truscott gets his first pro goal. I had to thank you because I got called into work like 2 hours before this game started. So huge thank you to you for providing.
Yeah, covering 2 games at once sucks.
Providing the folks with the, I told you just had to tweet the team, which, because
I did, but then we also have other places that we got to post it for the fans. Yeah. We know our Walleye fan base is not on Twitter. It's on Facebook and Instagram. Yeah. We know that.
That's
so
tough.
We got to make sure it gets to those folks too.
Yeah. So, I mean, appreciate you for that.
Yeah, of course. But Truscott getting the first pro goal is a cool thing, man. Like, this is a player that obviously has gone back and forth between Grand Rapids and Toledo. I like his game in Grand Rapids. I like his game in Toledo. Seems like a great kid. Obviously, his first pro year. And getting that first one is usually a great sign, especially when it's like, I wouldn't say early in the season, but it's still early in the season, right? So to get that first one is good.
Yeah, and like you said, he's just a good all-around player. His ability to play, in 2 different leagues, kind of up and down a lot lately. So, I mean, it's crazy when you're constantly up, constantly down. So, it's good to see him again. Great guy. So.
And he jumped up in the play on that one, too. Like, it wasn't like a point shot that just made it all the way. He was up in the play, kind of playing an offensive role when he's more of a stay-at-home guy.
Well, I think he's a solid 2-way guy. It's just he's not as noted for the offense like some of the other guys. But either way, I mean, love to see that. And then, like, the guy we've, mentioned had 2 points in the last game, like Tanner Kelly. Like, 2-goal game. I mean, I know one's an empty netter, but still it counts. This kid's really smart. He's really starting.
You didn't really know what you'd see with him. Like he's really impressing me.
At the beginning of the year, it's still at points like they've had the 2 kids playing with Craggs quite a bit. Like both of them have been great, but this was like Kelly's breakout weekend. Feels like to get the 2 points on Friday and then the 2 goals on Saturday. Like it feels like maybe he's arrived a little bit. So I again like just kind of like going back to a young player takes a little bit. But he's kind of coming out of his shell a little bit offensively.
For fans that might be on the Grand Rapids or Red Wings side tuning in that don't watch these games, like how would you describe him as a player and how he's developed?
He's got a lot of skill, and he's not scared to go in the corners despite being a rookie. young player. He can really shoot it. Like some of the goals he scored in this, like the one I think of the most is when Roy made the turnover and he shot it from the top of the circle a couple weeks ago at home. And it's like, man, when you give him a little bit of space, he can really shoot the puck. Which, I mean, like if you go back and look at his college numbers, they didn't really scream like, big time production guy, but still a good player. And it's just like, again, like you get an opportunity to maybe do a little bit more offensively in the role you're in or with who you're playing with now. So um I like his game. I like how just he's coming along. And the guy that it kind of reminds me of, albeit maybe not, I'd love to know his shooting percentage, is how Ness caught on fire last year about this time. If you remember back to last year.
Yeah.
Before they ended up moving on from him in the trade to get Gallant, but it just like a young player kind of breaking out like that's just the guy that kind of situationally has come to my head. But
yeah,
I think
12 points in the 21 games.
Yeah.
Not bad numbers by any means.
And for the most part, playing like third, fourth line. So
you're getting depth scoring.
But he's playing
first 7 goals.
Yeah, and he's playing first power play a lot, quite a bit too. So like clearly they see a lot of offensive upside in him to give him those minutes.
I mean, 3 power play goals does help. Definitely helps. 3 of those 7 being on the power play there. Yeah, I mean, I just hope it's one of those things where he's finding the game and can be consistent after finding it. Like you saw Ness take off, and then you kind of saw a decline in the performance side of things when it came on the score sheet. So you hope Tanner Kelly can do the opposite of that and actually keep scoring and keep producing those points. And it looks like a player that should be able to do that. And funny note, if you didn't see it, Griffin Ness was also traded to Kalamazoo. Today or yesterday, whatever day that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
To see him back in the division. So look forward to that first matchup against him. But moving on from that, what else happened in this game? Because I noticed an SH on the score sheet. I noticed another shorty for this team. What?
I know it's like most teams are like, you take a penalty and you're like, man, if we can kill this off. And then it's become the running joke between me and my buddy Brian of like, oh, we'll just score. Shorthanded. 9 of them already this year. We're not even at Christmas. Now
9 shorthanded goals before Christmas.
The rate that they're scoring is decreased compared to the first 6 games of the year. I think they had one.
Yeah.
The one they had 2. Yeah, it's when they get an opportunity, they're not scared to take it. Doesn't matter if, you could potentially be a little bit of an odd man rush coming the other way as long as you're back checking. Hillebrand, it's funny. I joked with him a couple times after post game that he's scored on a couple breakaways where he's deked to the forehand. He's like, it's kind of my move. I hope guys don't catch on to it. And this one, he just shoots it. Good to see him change it up a little bit. Yeah, and then that ends up being the game-winning goal. I mean, their special teams.
How, you just want to find the back of the net, right?
Yeah, their special teams is just producing at crazy rate. They got the most shorthanded goals. I think they have the number 1 power play in the league right now. Percentage-wise, on the road, the penalty kill has not been very good, but as a whole, like it's relatively pretty good. And then like leading the league in shorthanded goals, and their power plays clicking. So their special teams has been pretty good.
Yeah, definitely has. I mean, that kind of wraps up the notes for the weekend. But when I look at this team overall, right, and obviously we're going to talk about standings here in a minute, but you look like right now, 2nd place in the Central, right behind Fort Wayne by 2 points, plus 15 goal differential. The special teams are clicking in a big way. The thing that stands out to me also on the stat sheet, though, is discipline. Lowest penalty minutes in the division by a good amount. Like you're talking 185 penalty minutes for the team when the next team above them is at 261.
Well, despite having 7 in the one game this weekend, 7 penalties. So
yeah, I mean, when I say discipline, I'm sure every Walleye fan just went, did you not watch that? But at the same time, when you look statistically, like, yeah, they're a disciplined hockey team. They have the lowest amount of penalty minutes against in the league.
And then you factor in that they've scored 9 shorthanded goals. So, which makes that sound even crazy.
Special teams plays unreal.
Yeah, it's which we said a lot last year. They got to cut out on the penalties. So,
and they did, and they're also taking the opportunity when they're on the penalty kill to score. So, like, if you're coaching the special teams on this team, you're a happy camper right now, right? Maybe you want to be a little bit better on the road, right? But at the same time, like, you're happy, and I've never seen a team in this league with that kind of stat line. usually you look at this league and you're like, all right, which one's the lowest at 300 penalty minutes, right? Already? Like,
Right.
but no, 185. Impressive.
Yeah. Very.
Well, let's move into the 3 stars of the week. Who do you have? And let me see if I disagree.
So 3rd star, I have Dennis Smirnoff, who had 2 games played, 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points. Thought he had a pretty good weekend. Good to see him get on the score sheet a couple times this weekend. So
Yeah.
I love that. Thought about Truscott just getting his first pro goal. Maybe
He gets the honorable mention this
honorable
week.
mention. 2nd star, I gave it to Hawk again. The 3-point weekend, and then Kelly, 1st star, the 3 goals in 3 games, like just had himself a really good weekend.
You just keep avoiding giving Hawk 1st star, so he has to work harder for it, don't you?
Well, it's funny, and I know if he listens to this, he'll give me crap, which is fair, and
That's why I said it.
It's rightfully deserved. I should just make him his own graphic and just put a disclaimer of I'm not changing the picture.
Oh, he's going to kill you. Oh, he's going to kill. I didn't say it, Hawk. I didn't say it.
But where I was going with that is, like you said, Leonard's been GRs a couple times. That's why I thought of the whole, like, just going to make him his own graphic for when he gets it. Then I can just post it.
Yeah, that's very fair.
It's good. I mean, it's pretty fair. He's leading the league in scoring again for 3rd straight year. So,
Insane.
But you got to give the guys some love, right? Some other guys some love too. He knows. Like,
oh yeah, he knows. He doesn't care about our 1st star of the week award.
Hell,
Are you kidding me?
No.
He doesn't give a crap at all. He's got back-to-back MVPs, and he's got a bobblehead to show for it. It's a sweet bobblehead.
It is cool. It's very cool. They did
very
a good
well
job
done
with that. I can't wait to see that one in person.
Right. Well, that's the 3 stars of the week. Let us know in the comments if you agree or disagree. But I think Tanner Kelly is well deserving of that 1st star this week. An incredible week for him, and you just hope to see that continue from him, and you want to see that continued great performance. And I have no doubt in my mind that he can continue to do that. Move over to the standings. Obviously, I talked a little bit about the Central Division already, with Toledo trailing Fort Wayne right now by 2 points. Toledo's actually tied for 2nd place with Bloomington. And the way the stat sheet breaks down, Toledo's in 2nd, but Bloomington, all of a sudden, look at this team.
Yeah, they're off to a pretty good start. We'll see what the middle part of the season does for them. Especially with being the Rangers affiliate. If the Rangers continue to struggle, do they move some assets? Does that affect Hartford? In return, does that affect, Bloomington? So we'll see. Good start for them though. Being a new team, it is kind of neat to see an up and coming, team have a good year.
Yeah, 7-2-1 in their past 10 too. Crazy. 4th place in the division, you got Cincy, followed by Indy, Kalamazoo, then Iowa, who I think will probably stay at the bottom for the time being with just being picked apart. But who knows? That team's turned things around in crazy ways before.
I was told they have like 6 guys up in Iowa right now. Well, with the Wild.
With the Wild.
Yeah.
I mean, they got 18 points in the season, 3-6-1 in their past 10, and I think their penalty minute total equals the amount of fans that have showed up at the games too. 261. Sorry, Iowa. Sorry, I don't mean to make it a joke, but it is. We head over to the Mountain Division. You got the Idaho Steelheads leading that division. Kansas City, Tahoe, Wichita, Rapid City, Allen, Utah, and Tulsa make up the rest there. No real surprises out of there. The 3 juggernauts of that division kind of battling it out for the top spot as expected. We head over to the Eastern Conference. We'll start in the South. You got the Everblades back on top in that division, followed by South Carolina, Atlanta, Jacksonville, Greenville, Savannah, and Orlando still at the bottom. But hey, 6-2-2 in their past 10. Are we seeing a turnaround with the Solar Bears potentially?
Potentially. Did you see their like Christmas jerseys that they're wearing?
No, I did not.
It's full gingerbread man. Like,
that's sick.
Like with the purple and orange stripes still, but like it's all gingerbread man. Like jersey, shell, and socks. It's pretty cool.
You and I talked about this the other day, like the generic Christmas jerseys you see across the league, like the Home Alone ones or the Christmas Vacation or the Peanuts ones. Those are whatever. I love a good like standalone Christmas jersey that's custom to the team.
Yeah.
Like, I think I sent you, I think it was Greenville's, and I was like, yeah, that looks sharp, even though it looked like the Wild colors.
It did scream Iowa Wild. That confused
me. 100%. Iowa Wild probably should just take that design and make their own Christmas jersey if they want to make life really easy. We'll head over to the North Division, though, after talking about the South. We got Wheeling still at the top. Absolute wagon. Like, it's ridiculous. 39 points. They got 19 wins, 5 losses, 1 overtime loss. We got Reading behind them at 28 points. We got Maine after them, Adirondack, Trois-Rivières, the Railers.
I love how you always go to say the name and then you just go, nope, they're just being known as the Railers.
Just because the Get Railed tagline for them.
It's
It's
so
gold.
good. Like, I know we literally say this every episode, but like,
It is.
it's
good.
great branding. Get railed.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Greensboro behind them and Norfolk making up last place in the division. They're 1-9 in their last 10. I know they've been kind of picked apart dealing with a ton of things there too, but
Well, that's where Smirnoff came from. I mean, they were a playoff team last year. Just goes to
he's
show,
got to be
like,
happy.
like 1 year of success doesn't always roll over, and that's what makes the last 10 years of this walleye franchise even more special. Even though we haven't won a cup yet, or they haven't won a cup yet, but like, just to be this successful over a sustained period of time for this long, it's still rather impressive.
It is. It's beyond impressive, and the key word to the cup thing is yet. Like, it's only a matter of time for this team to get one, but that success, that continued success in a league that is so hard to have that continued success year after year should be marveled in itself. And as you say countless times, and we all both say it, walleye fans should just, look around and appreciate what you have, because you could be in Norfolk, you could be in Iowa. Yeah. I mean, I think you even said it to me one day recently where you're like, man, as I start watching these Griffins games on the road and you look at some of the attendance of these teams and the fans that show up, and Toledo would absolutely destroy their attendance numbers in a league lower than them. Like, it's insane how cool the whole premise of the Toledo Walleye is.
Yeah, I remember texting you that. Like, some of these, I think it was against the Wild, ironically.
Probably.
Because the Griffins play them tonight. But it's like, yeah, some of the attendance, even for being a league above, is just like, it's tough, right? Like, even some nights for GR have been a struggle in the past, right? Like, you've seen it firsthand, to where, like you've said in the past, when they do the $2 beer nights, like, guys are leaving at, the second period, and then half the game there's nobody there. Which this year with the start they're on, their attendance has been pretty good, I would assume. No,
it's been much better, and you're seeing a lot more people stay till the end, even in close games, which is great. So yeah,
that's a plus.
I'm not going to complain about it, right?
Yeah, and this kind of goes back to, like, is the Huntington Center too small? And like, part of me says yes, and part of me says no, because like, when you think about the aura of like being there every night, that many people there, like, yeah, the 10,000 would be cool, but that's what makes getting a ticket so cool, right? Like, when you get that ticket, you're like, oh, we're going to this is going to be awesome. To where, like, if maybe there was a few thousand more seats open, like, I don't know if it still has the aura, right? But maybe it's not like it is right now. Like, you're in the 90s on a sellout streak, and like, tickets are hard to get. I mean, if you go onto the website, I can remember 5-6 years ago, I could buy a ticket tonight. Like, I could buy 6-7 tickets for Friday or Saturday. That's like 4 or 5 years ago. That's no joke, because I was working at Bass Pro and I used to do that. And then, like, now it's kind of like, you don't have them into January, you're kind of screwed.
I gave you the look because you mentioned a number, which reminds me, we got to talk about that. Mitchell Lewandowski is getting his 67 jersey back. Mark Monroe shared a piece on that today. And the part that made me really crack up was Louis saying that he wanted to have the jersey back for the school day game because, 6, 7.
Which
and I immediately cringed.
Yeah. Well, it is. This is where it's cool for him, because he's willing to dive into that for the kids, right? Like, to acknowledge that part of it, right?
Sure.
Listen, for the kids, man. Don't be a
I know
anti-kids thing. Come on now.
I'm just old.
I'll say this. I didn't even know what this trend was.
I still don't know what it is, dude, but
I still think it's kind of dumb, but like,
it is. But we've said dumber things in our childhood. I'm sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I said to my wife, I'm like, this is, our 1738 from probably when.
Oh my God.
Like, that's how I kind of related to it. I'm like, it's the only
how much younger you are than.
Well, that's the only thing I could think of for me. And then Kelsey's like, well, no, it's 6 foot, 7 foot. And I'm like, oh, see, now that makes sense.
Okay.
I guess. But Anyway, off of that topic, but
we all of a sudden just made ourselves sound so old, which the joke of the show is that Travis is the youngest here, but he actually is the oldest because he acts the oldest. He's the grandpa of the group. He's the guy out in his front lawn screaming at kids to get off his lawn. So the
other thing with this, though, like, I'm not going to lie, seeing that number last year on a jersey, and even like, it's a unique number to see on a jersey because you don't see it a lot. Like,
no, you don't. It's
not a very common jersey. Like, I mean, obviously, you know me, I'm a jersey nerd, but like when you see the oddity numbers, it's kind of cool. I think Kelly's 78. I think Roy's, I want to say he's 79. You'd have to pull up the roster and check. Soler, I think, is 70. So like some of these like just oddity numbers. Now, here's the other thing, and I might have to ask when I see him for the equipment manager, Adam. It sounds like they had to order these. I was kind of surprised that they order them and they don't come in kits and they stitch them there.
Yeah, it is interesting actually to think about that.
So it's something that when I see him, I'm going to have to ask him about it.
Yeah. We'll need an update on that. That'll be a pressing update that I expect for the next episode.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the complete jersey nerd coming out of me, but.
Yeah, so before Travis goes up, I
got to say this because we didn't talk about it on the Griffin show. This goes from jersey nerd to gear nerd. Them new white skates. Oh, dude. Somebody on the team. I would, if I made more money, I'd fit the bill for somebody to wear them every night. But they're sharp, man.
They can only wear those if they use a white stick too.
No, that's where you lose me.
Travis hates a white hockey
That's
stick.
where you lose me.
I like it.
I love with Hawk how he does the gray on his to kind of go back to the old Synergy look a little bit. That I always thought was kind of cool because I have like the remake of the Synergy. That was like the one stick when I was a kid. It's like always wanted a Synergy. And then from the Synergy it became the Vapor, which the Vapor had white on it. I know it's crazy, but it wasn't all white. So,
well, we lost half the listeners that were listening to this at that point in the conversation. So we'll wrap this one up. Thank you all for tuning in to another Toledo Walleye update. Obviously, this is always our second episode of the week when schedules permit. I know we missed one this season already, and that sucks to have to miss that one. But it's usually our second episode of the week. The first episode's always focused on the Grand Rapids Griffins and what they're doing. So that'll be the next episode you guys hear after this one. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit like and subscribe on the video because that helps out the show immensely. And of course, if you're listening to us, make sure you hit follow on wherever you get your podcasts as well. We got to thank our sponsors of the show before we wrap up, though. Of course, DraftKings and Everything Hockey Clothing Company. When you're betting with DraftKings, use code THPN. When you're shopping at everythinghockey.com, use code WEST to save a few bucks off your order. We also got to thank our lovely folks over at our Patreon, or patreon.com/HockeytownWest podcast. If you want to join these folks, you got Zach, go green. How that hurt to say out loud, Zach. You got Darren Schwartz, Peter Grell, Joe Schroeder, Bryson DeChambeau is elite, Tyler Engels, John in Florida, Elaine Grace, Derek Sleazer, Lori, Alan, and Michael Alsante. Thank you all for the love and support as always. Travis will have this episode uploaded for you guys shortly, so you get into the Patreon cut. I missed a Griffins one about a week ago. I'm sorry, guys, but once the cold brain hit, everything was a mess. So,
well, it sounds like Nick's got some plans for some stuff upcoming that we're going to talk about. So he's been jotting a bunch of stuff down in the note. So,
and I think I'll probably be dropping a Griffins interview on there here shortly ahead of the time for the public to see it as well. We do want to get in the habit of getting you guys episodes a little early before everyone else hears them. But with our schedule this month, it's been just absolute chaos. So we'll work to get better there, but if you're already supporting us there, we appreciate you. And if you want to join everyone else, like I said, patreon.com/HockeytownWest podcast. We
did forget one thing. They play Iowa Friday and Saturday this week. Again, at home.
4 games straight against the Heartlanders.
Yep.
And we got the Griffins in Iowa tonight and in Iowa on Friday. I'm going to get sick of the word Iowa.
We needed it reversed, so we could have went to Iowa.
That actually would have been sweet, but no way in hell would my work schedule allow that at this time of year. It's already going to be a miracle enough if I can make it to Rockford for the All-Star game for the AHL. I really hope I can. That's such a cool experience.
You'll figure it out.
I'm trying to figure it out. There's a lot of moving parts all of a sudden right now, so stay tuned for that update, I guess. But everybody, thank you as always again for tuning in. Have a fantastic week, and as always, go Griffins, go Walleye. We'll talk to y'all again soon.
Thank you for tuning in to the Hockeytown West podcast. Be sure to check us out on Twitter at HockeytownWPod and your hosts, Nick at GR Hockey Guy, Brandon at Brandon GR Hockey, and Travis at Trav in T-Town.